Hi everybody, my name is Jack Burt. I teach trumpet at the University of Maine in the United States. And we are here in the Schagerl testing room. And I'm with Matthias Kernstock, the solo trumpet of the Vienna Symphony, the Vienna Symphonic Orchestra. It's a great orchestra, and he is a Schagerl artist, and we're here to talk about his career and just give you information. First, Matthias, welcome.
Welcome.
Can you talk about the Vienna Symphony? Because I think people might confuse that and the Vienna Philharmonic. They're two different orchestras.
Yeah, Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra and Vienna Symphonic Orchestra are different orchestras. Symphonic, we only play symphonic repertoire concerts. And the Vienna Philharmonic, they play the most time operas in the Vienna State Opera. So Vienna State Opera Orchestra and Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra are the same people. And the Vienna Symphonic is other orchestra.
And so you are more like the Cleveland Orchestra, New York Philharmonic, just concerts,
just
not
concerts. Yeah.
And how long have you been solo trumpet there?
Since 2017, yeah.
And you enjoy it?
Not so long, yeah.
And it's, we were just talking before the camera started about the history of the Symphonica. It was founded in 1900. It has had many great music directors, Herbert von Karajan after the war, Fabio Luisi, and now?
And now we have Andres Orozco Estrada.
Who is Spanish?
Colombian.
Super. And so what, in the 5 years that you've been in the orchestra, what have been your favorite concerts?
That's difficult. Yeah, number one is Mahler 5.
Super.
It was a really cool concert. And
was that your first year too?
No, this was my second year.
Okay.
But in my trial year, my first week was Mahler 2.
Wow.
Then Pini di Roma, Mahler 4, and Ravel Piano Concerto.
So that's like
was the first week.
It's like another audition.
Yeah. It was really hard. But one concert especially was very great for me. It was a new composing, a new arrangement from Manfred Honeck. He did an Electra suite. From the opera Electra, he made a suite, and it's 30 minutes stuff.
Wow.
And it was really good.
And Manfred Honeck is the music director in Pittsburgh, but he's Viennese, Or Austrian.
Austrian, yeah.
And he was a member of the Vienna Philharmonic, I think.
Yeah,
string player. Yeah, and wow, an arrangement of Electra, that's no singing either, right? That's the best parts.
Only orchestra.
Yeah, super. Wow, that must have been fun.
And no counting the bars.
And so during the pandemic, you played, and I think people in America know this, you did the Haydn Concerto.
Yeah, it was
one movement of it, right?
Yeah, the first movement of the Haydn Trumpet Concerto.
And how did that come about? How did that...
The orchestra called me and said, Matthias, do you have a good embouchure? I said, no, I don't play the trumpet now so much.
Yeah.
And would you play the trumpet concerto? And I said, okay, when? And they said, 4 days.
So you practiced.
Okay, I go straight to the practice room and practice.
Well, I heard it.
So fun.
I heard it. You sounded like you've been practicing for months. But I think we should talk about the fact that in America, the first thing people said was, he's playing a B-flat trumpet?
Yeah,
because in Austria, probably, as well as Germany, it's required in the audition, right?
Yeah, in the audition you have to play on the B-flat trumpet.
The Haydn Concerto.
Yeah, it's like
and do you play it also? You've played it on E-flat ever?
Not in concert, only for fun and for practice. But for me, it's on the B-flat easier because I feel more comfortable with this trumpet instead of the E-flat.
And that's very different than the U.S. No one plays except me in my office plays the Haydn on a B-flat rotary
trumpet. But on a
trumpet.
piston B-flat, it's harder.
Much harder. That's one of the things I tell people about. It's not easy, but it's easier to play the Haydn because the trills, and you can use Klappenmans if you want. But and it's a wonderfully, but you need it with an orchestra, right?
Yeah.
It's hard with piano.
Yeah.
So and now the orchestra is starting up again. And you said you were going to play Mahler?
We play Mahler 3. That's the first week.
So it's different in Austria and Germany how trumpet players handle Mahler 3 as opposed to the United States where the first player plays everything walks us. How do you do it here?
Yeah, my colleague Andreas Gruber, he's the second first trumpet, principal trumpet.
Two first trumpets
in my orchestra. He plays only the post-horn solo, and I play only the part in the orchestra.
Yeah.
So we don't change and run between the holes.
Much calmer.
Yeah, it's much.
Okay, well, let's talk about trumpets then. You're a Schagerl artist. Have you always played Schagerl? How did you come connected to the Schagerl company?
It's just it's funny. It's a long story, but I try to make it short. My grandfather, Karl Schagerl Senior, was the teacher of my grandfather.
Wow.
He taught him the trumpet, and so my grandfather learned with him. And after the years when I was when I came to the world, he said, "Yeah, let's go to the Schagerl factory and let's see if we find a trumpet for you." And so I think it was 2011 or 2010 the we 2001.
Yeah, W2001. Yeah.
My first trumpet, Vienna trumpet.
Yeah.
And I still play the trumpet.
Yeah. That particular one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good horn. And so you grew up in this area.
Yeah.
We should say that where we are in Mank, Austria, is about an hour and a half from Vienna.
Yeah.
And so you grew up in this area.
Yeah.
So wow, to have a shop like this.
From my hometown, I think I drive 30 minutes to the factory.
Yeah. And you play the W2001 B flat.
B flat. And
what do you play for your C trumpet now?
It's the Berlin heavy set. The cylindric.
The cylindric. Yeah. So there's two Berlin heavies, one with conish conical, and one that's cylindrical. It has the bore changes, and they're both available.
Yeah.
And why do you choose the set over the conish? You just like it?
For me, it's a little bit bigger in the orchestra.
Okay.
And then the sound is more centered, like the conish, and
And then I think one other thing I'd like to ask you about is mouthpieces, because we're trumpet players.
Yeah.
So you play piston trumpet too.
Yeah.
And so talk about the mouthpieces you use on your piston versus what you play on the rotary, and why, if you don't mind.
Yeah, when I play piston trumpet, it's not so often. Then I play the Bach 1 1/4. That fits perfect for the piston valve. And on the rotary wave, I play a Yamaha 15E4. 15E4, but with a 1 1/4 rim.
The same rim.
From Breselmeier. It's not so a big difference between the Bach 1 1/4 and my.
And have you thought about, or can you express why can't you just play your Bach mouthpiece on a rotary trumpet?
Why can't I?
Why don't you?
Because the sound is too direct for me, the Bach mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because of the throat maybe.
Yeah.
And the Yamaha is much more broader and softer.
Yeah. And I think the 16 and the 15E4s were really intended for.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can buy those in the United States, but they're not played very much in the U.S. on pistons. Nobody. We play other types.
Yeah.
It's curious because I think I had a conversation with Martin Kretzer from Berlin, and he used to play a Bach 7B.
Yeah.
But you had to like drill the back bore to make it work so that it fit.
Yeah.
So there's like always you want to find the thing that fits. I think, and it's nice that you keep the same rim.
Yeah.
I've never had rim problems. I play a Bach 1C and a G2, and rims. I'm not very smart.
Yeah, the rim is for me like the control center.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. So having that option is great. That Breselmeier allows that. Well, I think that's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
this has been wonderful. I should say, people should check online on the Schagerl channel, because there's some wonderful short little videos of you killing some excerpts. The Alpine Symphony and Petrushka, that's people know you from that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'm like, that's how you should play it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye, everybody.